Hi guys, and welcome back to the workshop. Now, I've not really been in the workshop as of late. The summer got a wee bit too warm for this place, so I'm hoping to get back in now. It's coming into autumn and kind of staying indoors weather. I thought I'd do a video of my top 5 tools that I have currently in the workshop and my personal favourites, and give you guys a full reason why. A wee cheeky top 6, and just point this, the Ryobi router. This is the Mark II version, and you can tell this by, I believe it's the adjustable power, which is obviously good for different projects, and there's your adjustable gauge there. I believe that the Mark I version had this, but it's just a very good piece of kit. It's very versatile and easy for beginner routers like me. Coming in at the number 5 slot, this is the bandsaw. Now, I have used it for a few projects, and it does come in handy. When I have needed it for tiny little cuts, it does its job. But the reason I got the bandsaw was it was back in when I lived with my mum, and I was going to go into upholstery, so I thought I'd get a bandsaw because it may help. It didn't really, and I didn't really reupholster anything, so I've still got it with me. It still works. I think it's just a B&Q model kind of thing, but it cuts the blade spins. I've had to replace the blade because it broke the original one. But yeah, that is my P brand, whatever you want to say. Features wise, you can adjust. I mean, that's just blade tensioning. It's got a sawdust dust extractor hole there. It's not really that exciting, to be honest. It's a simple plug and play. Here's another addition to the top 5. The Ryobi nail gun. Fantastic bit of kit as well. Now we're getting into the heavy hitters, but I've got my number 4, and it is going to be the Bosch PBD 40. Oh my god, that was so hard. I don't know why. This is a rather interesting drill press because one, it's all digital. Now, I'm struggling to get the right light for you guys to see this. There you go. So you've got your speed, or you can change it to millimeters, and then I'll have to activate it. So you've got your knob here, which you can digitally alter the speed. You've also got a depth gauge and a lock, so once you get to your desired depth, you can drop that and it will go down no further. This is what activates it. This is the control for it. So see, if I wanted to, for instance, if you can imagine a drill bit there, I would lock that there, and then I would be able to go no further and do multiple bits, and you can actually set the depth on the depth gauge as well. 4, and then it should just go back to 45.4. So you've got really interesting ways of making sure you're getting the right depth. If you do get in trouble, you've got an emergency kill switch there, which is always good, and you've got 2 settings, so you can go between, I think it's 2000 RPMs. So you just twist this, and then now you've got access to about 2500 RPMs, but I mainly use the slower speeds. So this is the Bosch PBD 40. The ground plate, it also comes with a wee fence. It also comes with this handy clip, this clamp here to hold your projects in place. It's a very nice bit of kit. You've also got a laser and a light. So just to recap, you've got a manual stop, you've got a digital depth gauge, you've got a push to stop, you've got digitally controlled speed, so not digital, but you know, an electric motor speed. You've got a laser, you've got a light, you've got your depth, and you can change that, and that's your 0 button. Locking things in is easy. It's a very nice. It's just a very nice drill press. Drill presses aren't generally that exciting. People do have slight issues with the wheel, but if you want to use a standard one, you can just. I don't see any problem using it like that. But I've had literally no issue just using it like this. Right. The Axminster Thicknesser. I was always after the Dewalt Thicknesser, the one you had to take to get the helical heads in, and you had to take apart the machine and do it yourself. This is not completely helical head, but it does have somewhat of a helical head on it, and you can turn ugly bits of pallet wood or any horrible woods into kind of nice looking pieces, so you can use to create your projects. And I mean, this is me practicing with the router because I hadn't routered in ages. Now I've got a laser engraver as well, but this is one of my projects, my wine stands. But the Axminster Thicknesser is just so good at what it does, taking nice bits of ugly bits of wood and turning them into nice bits of wood. And it's all motorized, it's all very good. It's your simple on off button. You've got a way to lock this in place, so it should reduce snipe. I do still get a wee bit of snipe, but I'm not sure if I've set this up completely. So you operate it by just turning this handle here. You can lift it up and down, and you've got your depth gauge there, so you can cut from, well, like anything from like 1 all the way up to 1/8 or 3mm off at a time, but just go smoothly. Drawbacks: you only have 2 sides of the blades instead of 4. I guess that's a drawback. It is rather loud and it is rather messy, so even with a dust extractor on, it still gets pretty messy. You can see here when I've been using it how much sawdust. I don't have the most powerful dust extractor, but there's still a lot of sawdust, and you can fold the table up as well. But this is the Axminster Professional Thicknesser, and you've got a little ruler on the side with a ruler at the top. You've got a storage kit, and I've got some spare blades here. You can see the blades there. There's not an actual storage place for them, but I just kind of balance them in there, and you've got a couple of tools in there to remove the blades with. So that's that. Now the second best, I guess, bit of kit I own is this XL miter saw. But one of the big things for me was having the forks come forwards, because I don't have a lot of space. So the forks coming forward, that was a big win for me. But also the fact that you have 2 different orientations, so if I want to change it, I unscrew, quite a wee bit, but I unscrew this bit and I can move the blade around, and I can now make 31.5 degree cuts there. I can go all the way to 50 if I so wish. I've got a bit of an issue at the back. And I can do that both ways, but there's a bit of an issue at the back happening just now, so I'm going to leave this at 90 and just lock it back in place, and that's it. You're ready to make your cuts. So this is a 305mm blade, so it is a big blade. You can see that there. Obviously when you go down, the blade guards opens up and you can make your cut nice and easy. Blade guard goes there. You've got your power switch for your laser. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a red laser there, so you've got accurate cuts, or if you're trying to measure off a ruler or something like that, you can do that. So you can just turn that off. It's LED. So, and then you've got one 2-stage trigger, so you can't just cut. You do have a dust extraction bag. I use the dust extraction bag because I don't have a extension hose for my dust extraction. You can also lock the fork off. You've got a double bevel over there, so you can do 45 degrees either side. You can also, I mean, there's so many features to this miter saw. It's unbelievable. You could also put this little flap down here so you can reduce the height, so you can make trenching cuts. It also comes with this little clamp here, and if you're working with a really long piece of kit, you've got two of these on either side that you can extend and retract at your will. You can move these screw at the back. You can extend the fence, retract the fence, but you do have to watch out because you can hit the fence off the saw. Right, it's quite a cheap miter saw as well for what you get for it. Definitely would recommend it. The only thing I've heard people complain about is the stickers, but I think you could work out roughly where everything is. 15, and it does click into place as well. So that's 15. That's 22.5. So that's 45, and then that's 50 there. All your covered angles are covered, so if it does come off, you've got at least some idea, because I can tell that's straight, and I'll be able to tell that's 0 degrees or 90 degrees or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that is my second best bit of kit in my arsenal. But if you hadn't worked out already what my favourite tool in the workshop is, it is the Dewalt 7492 table saw. It is just an incredible bit of kit. You've got your blade adjustments. You can go all the way to 45 degrees again. Sorry, it's a bit dark. You can do that by unlocking this. This is perfectly set at 90 degrees, so I'm not going to adjust anything. You can increase and lower your blade height from here. You've got your emergency lock or your safety lock there. Push it up, then push that to start table saw. Kill switch there in case you chop your fingers off. Like, the best feature of this, it's this rack and pinion fence. No matter where you put this, that's perfectly aligned. Lock it off there. You've got all your all your products are going to be nice and straight, because this there is the same here. You can take this off and put on a step further, so you can extend your cuts. You got your riving knife there. You got bilateral. You've got two slots that you can fit things like this in. You do have a blade guard. I'd advise you to use your blade guard. It also comes with a bit of a dust extractor. It's just such a handy bit of kit. You can see some of the damage, but it's just such a good table saw. I mean, it's really unreal. I mean, it is expensive. You can get a slightly cheaper model, but the 7492 just comes with a slightly bigger motor, and it's just what I wanted. It's an incredible kit. I probably don't even push it to do what it can do. I use it for what I need it to, if you get what I mean. I don't want to overwork it, but I mean, this would go on for days. You've got your measure there. You can see where you are on that. A little bit of plastic there. It's just unreal. So this is my #1 pick for my #1 tool in my workshop. So that there was my top 5 with a cheeky 2 things added in. Things I own in the workshop. Don't have the largest of workshops, if I do get a space of a double garage, I could look at extending, get a router table in, and a jointer would be amazing, but that takes space and money. And so I kind of use the table saw and a meter stick as a jointer just now, and that's all I can do. Or I can make a jointing jig out of the thicknesser, so it would give the thicknesser an extra purpose. Everything that all the tools that I've bought, I've bought for a reason. I haven't just went, oh, I like this, I want to buy this, and that's that. I've bought these things for a reason, because I needed them to do this job, which I would advocate for that you do, and don't just buy things that you see people using on the internet because you have the money just now, or you're going to need that money later. I mean, if you have the money, go and do it, I guess. But if you don't have the money and are on the fence, can you do the job another way, you may ask. I don't know. I can't advise you to do. All I can say is suggest, work out, do you really need this, and will this improve my work? And the top 5 definitely have. That's all I can say. Any questions about any pieces of equipment I've shown off today, please hit the comments down below and I will do my best to answer them for you. This isn't an in-depth review of every single one, so I probably have glossed a few things over. Any questions, leave them down below and I'll get back to you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Now hit 400 subscribers, which is amazing. Unbelievable. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.